Hello and welcome to Just Us Thinking. I'm your host, Michael.
And I'm your co-host, Rebecca.
And I'm your AV guy, Mikey.
And we have a show today.
Yep, we're going to start doing our mini-sodes on the weekends.
So this is going to be a video mini-sode.
Okay.
So it should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
So this one, we're doing elite pedophiles.
Okay.
So this is going to be a bit of a touchy subject.
It is. We're going to get a little controversial here.
Yep. So now some of this is old news, some of this is new news, some of this we're going to run the gambit on this one.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
All right. And we're going to start with the old news.
Old news. Yep. The guy formerly known as Epstein.
Yep. So now Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
So
I still can't believe they try to play that off. I mean,
right.
You have to be stupid to really believe that story. I'm sorry, but you do.
And I'm at the end of this show, I'm glad you said that, because at the end of this show, I'm going to tell you why people believe it.
Okay.
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 So you got to listen.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for the whole thing here. So
okay.
So Epstein apparently was on suicide watch at one time.
Yeah.
Okay, they were worried about him trying to kill himself, which doesn't really fit right there anyway. But
yeah.
Okay, and then they put him in a cell by himself.
Yeah.
And then when he was in the cell by himself, he apparently hung himself.
Okay.
And then it turned out that the guards that were watching him fell asleep.
Of course they did.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Two of them. They both just passed out, fell asleep.
They just decided to take a little nap together.
Yeah. And then, lo and behold, the security camera system just happened to go down at that same time.
Of course it did. I love how that works.
I'm sorry, there's a lot of coincidence. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. I like to go down those rabbit holes just because I like to see where they go.
Yeah.
But two guards fell asleep just when he happened to want to hang himself.
I could see one falling asleep for 10 minutes. He wakes up and then the next one takes a little 10-minute nap, but they both at the same time. That's a little, yeah.
There's just, I'm sorry, I have more. They gave that, and I have more questions with their answers.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So, crazy stuff. So, now, Epstein was, I think, Bill Clinton and...
Bill Clinton, I think there was a lot of politicians, a lot of actors.
Several politicians, several actors, a lot of very rich and powerful people.
Well-known people, yeah.
Were going to the island, and there's all kinds of... There's I think a few lists floating around,
okay.
But... And then his, what was it, Maxine?
Yeah, his girlfriend or whatever.
His girlfriend or associate that was helping do all this stuff. She apparently testified, and they, she's apparently in jail, or who knows where she's at now.
Yeah, you haven't heard a lot about her lately.
No, you don't. She disappeared.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything. There's no nothing.
Of course.
So they have his flight logs. They raided his place. He had people say he had tons of tapes.
Oh wow, that's just so wrong and so sick on so many levels. It's just unbelievable.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How many people went to jail due to Epstein Island?
I have no idea.
Two.
Him and the girlfriend?
Yep.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, of course. Buy yourself out of trouble.
So they have a list of all these pedophiles, and it's nowhere in the news. No one's saying, yep, so-and-so got arrested because they got, him on tape or testimony from these girls. People testified.
That's crazy.
Where's the arrest? This is a while ago. Where are the arrests? Where are the charges? Why are they not going after these people? Is number one question.
That's just crazy.
And I'm going to answer that at the end of this with your other question here too.
Okay.
So now we're going to jump to now Epstein Island. That was on the East Coast.
Okay. Yep.
You know
Yeah.
your geography now?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to the West Coast.
West Coast. Okay.
Yep. And then we're going to talk about that wonderful Hollywood casting couch.
Yeah, with Harvey Weinstein. So
You know a little bit about him, so
Yeah.
tell us.
So I guess this actually came about in like October 2017.
Okay.
Um,
It's 2024. Just anybody keeping track here.
yeah. So I guess actually the New York Times and the New York Reporter reported that like dozens of women had like accused him of like rape, sexual assault, and abuse. I mean, and this was lasting like over the past 30 years.
Yep.
And he had like over 80 people
Yep.
that eventually accused him of this. I mean, that's crazy. Like, come on.
So he's in jail. He's I think they threw away a key. You know, but when you look at old pictures of Harvey Weinstein, you know who's always seems to be in a photo with him?
Who?
Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There are rumors and stories that she was really good friends with him.
Okay.
And there's some pictures of like her introducing him to very young female actors.
Wow. That's,
So Oprah, what's the deal here?
yeah. I guess he was sentenced to 23 years and then an additional 16 years. So
hopefully he'll never see the light of day.
hopefully.
So
Yeah.
they arrested him. But
Here's what he deserves.
here's the thing. He wasn't doing all this alone.
No.
It's a joke. It is a joke of the casting couch in Hollywood.
Okay.
Porn industry makes fun of it all the time. There's like these pictures of like, I don't know, it's like and they're memes and stuff like that. It's like, I have an interview today, and she takes a picture of herself with the porn couch in the background.
Oh, okay.
So there's that's in there.
Wow.
That is it's a joke, and then I think the Me Too movement came out of that as well.
I think it did, yeah. I think you're right on that. I don't quite remember, but
He's
that
not
sounds
alone.
right about it.
He's not alone.
Yeah.
There is a bunch of them there that are doing this.
Wow.
And that's where I think that's where the casting couch and that's where the joke comes in. Hollywood is a cesspool.
Yeah. I would don't go there, people. Just don't do it.
People want to go there to get famous and become movie stars and be rich and famous and live this luxury lifestyle. That luxury lifestyle comes with a price, and that price begins on a couch.
Yeah, that sucks.
I hate to say it that way. And if you think, well, I'm a guy, I can get away with that. Ask Terry Crews.
Oh, was he involved with that?
He was molested on a couch.
Oh.
He came out with, he was part of that movement where he said, yep, I was,
Oh, wow.
You got to understand that, these pedophiles, these sex craved monsters, they don't, it's not really about sex. Okay.
Okay.
It's all about power.
Yeah.
They like to influence power over other people. Okay.
Okay.
That's just what they do. And Hollywood has been doing it for a long, long time.
Way too long.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with it. And this is where we're going to go casting couch with all that.
Okay.
And then we're going to go back over to the East Coast. Back over there. Bad boy himself.
P. Diddy.
Yep.
That was just came out recently.
Sean Puffy Combs, P. Diddy, whatever he wants to call himself.
Pick a name and go with it.
Yep.
Come on now.
So here's the thing. I will tell you, there's so many allegations with him right now.
Yeah. That stuff is crazy. Like,
now, the feds raided both of his mansions.
Okay.
Okay.
In Miami and LA? Or no?
I don't know. I don't know where his mansion. I
Okay.
know one was in Miami. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I think the other one was somewhere in New York or something. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't keep track of P Diddy's assets.
Well, it's all over the news.
You know what? When I'm watching the news on this,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at where they're rated. I'm looking at what they're rating
Okay.
and why they're rating it,
Yeah.
and if those allegations are, FBI doesn't just rate a place just
Just
to
for fun.
rate it.
Okay.
Okay, they don't do that.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
So
And I particularly like the fact that he just happened to be out of the country for that. That was like,
he got the hell out of town. And I'll tell you why here in a minute too.
okay.
So we're gonna go now. There's a video of P Diddy meeting Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Okay, and the video, it really does look like P Diddy was checking Justin Bieber for a wire.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Now, Usher has come out and say there was some wild stuff at the P Diddy parties.
Yeah.
Shit happened at that party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to gather the same shit that happened at Epstein Island may have happened at a P Diddy party.
It's a pretty good chance.
Why P Diddy do you have Justin Bieber, a 15-year-old boy, hang out with you for 48 hours,
Yeah.
promising him big cars, and then tell us that you guys are going to have a lot of fun, but you can't disclose what you're going to do?
Yeah, because that looks good.
Not a big fan of Justin Bieber, but I mean, I don't think anybody should.
Nobody deserves that.
Nobody deserves to be
Yeah.
put in a situation that apparently P Diddy may have been putting people in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just not the case.
No, it's not.
So here's the thing. P Diddy's really well connected. I
Yeah.
mean, like his dad was friends with a true
Mafia.
mobster.
Yeah. You showed me that this morning. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So P
Scary.
Diddy, and this is what I'm trying to what I'd like to get people to start realizing here too.
Okay.
So there are people that are pedophiles that are you're hoping they're getting older and we won't have to deal with these monsters anymore.
Right. Just let them die off.
I will tell you, I've heard the same thing when it talks to racist people too.
Okay.
A lot of people give excuses for people being racist, and you're like, she's just an old person. She's not going to be around much longer, so we won't have to deal with her much longer.
Yeah.
And people are starting to say that with pedophiles. It's like, well, these old pedophiles they're going to be dead soon, and we don't have to deal with them.
Unfortunately, there's probably going to be someone to pick it back up from them, though.
Yep, and you know who that is?
Who?
Well, let's look at it.
Okay.
When most behaviors are learned behaviors.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So if someone coming into the industry says, "Oh, well, this is just the way it is," and then they start doing the same thing because they have to fit in. If they don't, then they're an outcast and they won't go anywhere, right?
Right.
So if you're going to be in this world, in that world, let me put it that way, in their world, you kind of have to do that.
Okay.
It's just kind of part of the nature. And they learn that that's what they have to do. And then that mentor that they have, that Epstein, P. Diddy, whoever that is, they're going to show them, well, this is what you have to do. And then when you become powerful and rich and stuff like that, you're going to have to do it to the people below you.
Yeah.
Some people break the chain. I think a lot of the chains are starting to get broke, but I don't think we know how much of the chain is out there.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's scary to think about what we don't know that goes on, too.
Correct.
So I'm sure there's stuff that hasn't even made the headlines yet, too.
Oh, no,
So,
there isn't. So
no.
this is why this is why border security and people crossing over those drug mules and sex workers that come across there, or young boys and girls that they bring over to use for their pleasure.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's why you don't see a crackdown on it.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but when why would you crack down on when that's your source? You don't do it.
You don't cut off your money source.
Right, exactly. Why would you?
Yeah.
Now you have to pretend like you are, and you have to act like you're, upstanding, but you're not.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just kind of the way it goes. And now if everybody's thinking, well, it's just one big ring. If we could get to the ringleader, it's great. No, it's not one not one ring. There are so many different pedophile rings out there. Just because some Hollywood people went to Epstein Island, that just means that anybody remember, high school?
Yeah.
Everybody had their cliques,
Yeah.
right? But there was a few people that walked through all the cliques, right?
Yeah.
There was always some people that just kind of fit. The band geek was also a jock, and he could transform and into one group to another.
Right.
You have that going on here too. So I'm telling you, just what I'm covering now, that's three. I'm showing 3 rings here.
Yeah.
The Epstein ring, the Hollywood casting couch, and the P. Diddy ring.
Yeah.
Some of them might cross over.
That's just crazy. I mean, I just don't understand the logic or the thinking, or that's just gross to me.
So now let me ask you this: what? And sorry, Mikey, we're gonna run long on this, so you're gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, I am. You know what? Just let's see where this goes.
So let me ask you guys this: so is P. Diddy gonna go to jail?
Oh, probably not.
Probably not. Mikey, what do you think?
I mean, he's rich, so probably not.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's that. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Because listen, everything that you hear about a rich person when they get in trouble, they typically don't go to jail.
Well, I mean, look at Epstein and Weinstein, though. Weinstein's still in jail, so maybe there's hope that P. Diddy will go as well.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I am not convinced that P. Diddy will go to jail. So here's how it's gonna happen. I'm gonna explain how this happens. You ready for this, Mikey?
Okay.
So they raided P. Diddy's homes.
Okay.
And he skipped town, not because he was afraid to go to jail. Okay.
Okay. Why?
He didn't skip town to.
Oh, he was probably covering his tracks.
Nope. He needed to separate himself because he didn't want to get Epsteined.
Oh, okay.
So
What?
he didn't want to get killed.
Okay.
So he took off and he went to another country, right?
Yeah, the Caribbean.
Yep. So he went somewhere that some of maybe the government didn't have a whole lot of reach over there.
Okay.
He got himself distance so he didn't get killed. Okay.
Okay.
Once everything went through and they collected everything, if they had any evidence on him, they would arrest him, right?
Yeah.
No.
I could see that.
Nope, they won't arrest him.
Why not?
So here's how this works, and this is where it's going to get interesting, and this is where we see what happens to me after this. So here's what happens. So Epstein, the reason Epstein went to jail, and if you notice when he went to jail, he went to solitary,
Okay.
and they basically isolated him. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Same thing with the Maxwell, his girlfriend, whatever.
Maxine. Yeah.
Maxine, you don't hear anything about her. All of a sudden they're gone, right?
Yeah.
Weinstein is kind of a dumbass. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He just has that dumbass look.
Oh yeah.
He thought he was more powerful than he was. And here's the thing. Someone went to him and say, you shut up, you go to jail. And you know what? It's going to be a cushy jail. You're not going to have to worry about too much of anything.
You'll get out with good behavior, maybe.
No, he's gone. He's gone. They can't let him out.
Okay.
So they basically told him, and they probably told him that he could get out, he could get away with it.
Oh, okay.
See, they told him just the people that pull the strings. They told Harvey Weinstein just enough to keep his mouth shut so he could go to jail.
Okay.
Okay? And now that he's in jail, someone has probably went to him and say, if you say anything, you're going to die.
Oh, yeah.
Because here's what's going to happen. If Harvey Weinstein starts to say anything now and starts to, blow the lid off this thing
Yeah.
and say, well, I worked with, so-and-so, all of a sudden he's going to get prison shanked.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
We need to show Mikey some like prison shows so he can start learning how that stuff works.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because he's like, what does that mean?
Yep.
Well, that's just crazy that like he would say something and he would just die for it.
Well,
Right. Yeah, because
look at Epstein. Epstein was killed. He didn't commit suicide. You can't give me the suicide narrative here that he committed suicide.
No.
I mean, the story that you said doesn't sound believable. But like, how do you know he didn't?
Didn't say anything?
How do you know he didn't like kill himself?
Epstein?
Yeah.
Because there's no
you're,
proof of it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The person that performed the autopsy on Epstein and basically flat out said, yeah, when someone hangs themselves, that the damage to the neck from the hanging incident isn't consistent with a hanging.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's not?
No. There's a bunch of stories on that where the way the neck broke, the way things were, he was strangled.
Huh.
Because it's a different angle. There is, and of course, of that autopsy was, then it got thrown out, or that became muddy. So here's why now, and P. Diddy, the reason he didn't go to jail immediately, and the reason he's still out, is because now the investigation starts. The investigation we don't know about.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what that investigation is? Do you have any idea?
No clue.
Probably lots and lots of like hush interviews.
There's going to be a lot of hush interviews.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of people that are now going back and saying, okay, who does P. Diddy have dirt on? Because if we send him to jail and he starts singing like a bird,
Yeah.
who's coming down?
Okay.
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 You got to understand that this pedophile ring, what we're playing here, what they're playing, is a very complex game of Jenga. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But if they find evidence, doesn't that already make him convicted of it?
No, you have to
No.
go to you just because they find evidence doesn't mean that he's convicted. That evidence goes to a court of law and then it goes through the court system, through the government.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if your government, and such as you had judges and politicians and people up in the government that were at these parties that don't want their name to be exposed, they may not want to say, well, let's throw Diddy in jail because me and Diddy were diddling someone else.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So it's self-preservation at this point.
Okay.
So and that's why P. Diddy might not go to jail for any of this, because what they're going to start doing now is now it's damage control. Okay.
Okay.
We're in the damage control phase right now. A lot of people think, oh, the damage phase. No, it starts almost immediately.
Okay.
They have to go, okay, who can we pay off to keep their mouth shut, and who can shut up? And if
Wow.
we pay off certain people, can we, is P. Diddy going to keep his mouth shut? What is he going to do? So there's a lot of questions on there.
Yeah. A lot of possibilities.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So it's kind of complicated how that works. It's a lot of higher people that are controlling and pulling the strings that are participating in these deals. And because they don't want to get caught, they use their power and influence to get away with it.
That makes sense.
This means things will not change, okay? That's what everybody thinks. Oh, we're catching a pedophile. We're doing so much, and we're getting so much better. This isn't going to be our life in much longer. Bullshit. It is, because
it's just going to keep happening.
all you're doing now, and here's how they're doing it. Here's the best way they're hiding this shit now.
Okay. How's that?
Disinformation. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're using disinformation,
Yep.
which means they're using false information.
Yep. That's disinformation. Yep, you're right. You know how they're doing it?
How?
So for Epstein Island, we'll go back there. There's a lot of rumors and stuff that came up now, and I'm saying Disney might be a whole nother ring on this too, because there's many Disney stars that have come up and said, crazy stuff there. So, but there was a article, and it was, oh yeah, the Disney cruise ship swings by and has kids, they let the kids do scuba diving off of Epstein Island. So it's quite possible that came out from Disney or the people from Epstein as well. Okay.
Wow.
Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Yep.
No.
Because then it can be proven. That can be proven false, right?
Okay.
And then you have a lot of these, unfortunately, these people that are posting pictures that are they're trying to be funny, and they're like, I'm gonna Photoshop Trump on Epstein's plane, or I'm gonna Photoshop this guy on Epstein's plane, or I'm gonna do this and that. The problem with that is those come out as being fake. Okay. They're proven. Okay. So then you start thinking, well, what's real, what's fake?
Yeah.
What is real, what's fake? What can we believe or not?
And then when the real information comes out, they won't really believe it.
Right. So, and I'll tell you, there's a guy that this is what he used to do. He used to go to the police departments, and he used to confess to murdering people. He used to confess to murdering people. Okay.
Okay.
They would investigate him and find out, nope, he didn't murder anybody. And then next thing you know, he's out confessing to another murder. Eventually it got around to a lot of the police department where this guy would show up and say, yep, I committed that murder. They'd say, yep, nope, never mind. Yeah, this guy does it all the time. He confesses to these murders, all this stuff, right?
Wow.
Want to know the real story here? He was murdering people.
Wait.
Yeah, he was really murdering people.
He was really actually murdering people.
Yep, and then he would go confess to other murders that he didn't do. So when they finally stumbled across some of the murders he did, they immediately dismissed him as a suspect.
That's insane.
Disinformation.
But
that's what happens.
Can't you also be encrimed for faking murders and stuff?
Well, I mean, when he confessed, they thought, oh, he's some crazy guy that's doing it. So you're trying to solve a crime. You're not trying to lock up some crazy guy. You want to find out, you have a case to solve.
Did it? Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
So all it would take is a lot of fake shit to come out about P. Diddy on stuff that we know is completely bullshit.
Yeah.
Epstein, Hollywood, all this. All you have to, like I said, Disney, that story with the Disney cruise going to there, I looked up there's no goddamn way.
Why would they take him there if they knew it was...
Well, because it's rich, it's a private island.
Well, and that was before it all came out,
That was before it all came out. And
so.
then people started saying, oh yeah, that's, and then they're like, oh, you can't believe these stories.
Yeah.
And then once you get that seed of doubt, and you're like, I don't believe that,
How do they know it wasn't just an island that was next to it?
Well, Disney only stops at Disney, locations. Okay.
Okay.
So the problem is that story was obviously false. When I first saw it, I'm like, you're got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I'm like, it makes sense. There's a lot of pedophile stuff comes out of the Disney camp, and then sure it's believable that they might be involved in the Epstein stuff too. Hollywood, Disney, yeah. And then you realize, oh, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait a minute. So that's what happens is the disinformation starts to happen.
Okay.
That's where the problem is, Mikey.
Okay, then. That is good to know.
Yep.
Wow.
So especially, and here's the thing. The people that are doing these acts are the ones that are probably putting out the wild accusations so they can prove that it's not true. That way people start thinking, oh yeah, people are just talking shit about him. It's just bullshit. It's not true. And then they get away with the shit.
And that's another reason why you shouldn't believe everything on the internet.
Right.
Yep. You do your research is what you need to do.
Yeah.
But like I said, P. Diddy, they're going to look at P. Diddy and they're going to say, okay, so anybody we know that we're worried about, do we have any judges that happen to be over there? Or they're going to do, it's a cost analysis for our government, actually.
It's a cost How?
Because if taking P. Diddy down is going to cause too much of an upset, if it's going to bring down the whole Jenga board, you can't do it. You're playing. Like I said, they're playing an elaborate game of Jenga. You could remove a few pieces. Epstein was one of those pieces.
Yeah.
Weinstein was another.
That's crazy.
Once you get those removed and you get those isolated, you don't have to worry about those pieces anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And then here's the thing. You're a convicted pedophile. Now you come out years later and start saying, nope, I did it with so-and-so and so-and-so. People aren't going to believe you anymore because the first thing you're going to say is, well, why didn't you say that in the first place?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say anything? And that's what I have to say to Hollywood, to, these record companies, these elite pedophile rings. I have to say, if you are involved, whether whether you are a victim or not saying something is only making them stronger, better, and you're going to end. And they're going to try to turn you into what they were. Think back to where you were when that first happened to you. Don't do that to someone else.
Exactly.
So.
Yep. Break the chain.
That is
or
wow.
cycle.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yep.
That is insane.
Now, like I said, these are a tough subject, but here it's like they might throw P. Diddy away. I mean, here's the thing: Weinstein was so over the top that, I mean, if they capture P. Diddy and say, well, they're going to do their cost analysis, right?
Yeah.
They're going to say, you know what? We got enough dirt on him that we can, at this point, we could lock him up and we could tie him into all kinds of other shit.
I really don't think they will.
It really depends on... Here's the thing. They have to do a analysis. Is P. Diddy at this point a loose cannon?
Probably.
Is he going to be... Well, no, he isn't.
Well,
He's not out there he's not out there running his mouth.
Oh,
that's when
true.
I say loose cannon, I mean running his mouth.
Yeah.
As long as he keeps his mouth shut, he might stay out of jail.
Okay.
If they start to think he's going to start running his mouth, all of a sudden he's going to be locked up. Him and R. Kelly will be sharing a cell.
Yeah.
P Diddy could get a golden shower.
Okay.
And be good there. Well, that's what R. Kelly did, and that here's the thing: when you look back at it now, and you're like, well, R. Kelly was doing this, and he was a monster, right? Well, is he any more of a monster than any of these other guys?
No.
The difference is he got caught. He probably got caught with the wrong person.
Yeah.
And he was expendable at that point.
Okay.
He might not have known enough crap to, be an important piece in the Jenga puzzle. So. Sorry, Jenga. I hate to do that to you too, but
yeah,
but it's the best analogy I could think of here.
Okay, not bad.
Because if P. Diddy just happens to be one of those pieces that if you pull, the whole thing comes down.
Yeah,
because people don't realize how connected he was.
I mean, he's a big rapper, so I would think that
he's a producer.
He's a producer.
Yes.
I thought he was a rapper.
He was.
He does both.
He does both.
Yeah.
But he's now he has gangster ties. That's and we're not talking like new school gangster. We're talking old school gangsters. If you think those guys are gone, they're not.
No.
They're still here. They're still around. They're still running shit. Yeah. So.
Okay. Interesting.
We'll see what this happens. We'll see where this goes. So.
All right.
Now, if you do like us, you can see us on Facebook, Instagram, X.
Yep. And then you can also listen to us regularly on iHeart, Spotify, Apple, Samsung, or the new and upcoming YouTube Music.
So YouTube Music is replacing Google Podcasts.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. And then, yeah, of course, you can watch our videos on YouTube, Rumble, and we do post on TikTok until that goes away or whatever happens with that platform. So good show.
Good show.
Mikey, were you ready for all that stuff there? Or?
I really was not expecting all of that.
So, and here, this is part of my fun for the show. Mikey does a lot of our sound stuff, and he does all the editing. And we don't script our show, okay?
No, we don't.
There's no scripting here. We have and it's right here on our paper. We have a piece of paper that have basically our topics, and we just go from there, okay? So it's not scripted. It's not like we're going to say this or that. And a lot of times, Mikey has no clue where this is going to go, right?
No, because a lot of the times I'll leave to go to the bathroom while you guys set that up, and I come back while you're like almost done with it, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And then he's like, you'll see.
We have some good ones coming out like
that.
Oh,
yeah. So Mikey's not always, Mikey does a lot of he sets up the mics, he sets up the lighting that we have here, he sets up, the soundboard, all that stuff. But he's not involved in the actual episode creation most of the time.
Most of the time, I am not. No.
And Rebecca, you kind of write them down for us.
Yeah.
But I have the idea, and then it just kind of develops as we're sitting at this table. So
right.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind when you're listening to us.
That or I come home from school one day and he's like, "Hey, can you go grab me a notebook? I got a show idea."
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that happens quite a bit. So. If you like our content, you like what we're doing, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Definitely go follow us on Facebook. We're always posting stuff in there, so our newest episodes get posted up there. We're getting a little more active on social media here as well. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna see what we can do. So
sounds good.
We enjoy you guys listening. We hope you guys enjoy our show, and I think that'll be it.
All right, bye everybody.